welcome back to another video. My name is Veronica and this is Beauty by Vee. I thought I would do a kind of chit chat, get ready with me video and kind of talk about my bridal party like I said that I would on Instagram. I have my coffee here and I'm ready to go. Okay, yum. So in today's chit chat get ready with me, I'm also going to use a lot of drugstore or affordable products that I haven't really given a lot of attention to in the past year, so I thought it would be a good, sorry, my phone's going off. Yeah, so I thought that it would be a good time to do that, as well as talk to you guys a little bit about my bridal party. So just to start, I have applied just a little bit of serum on my face. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with the Rimmel Insta Fix and Go. This is a 2-in-1 primer and setting spray. I love this stuff. Not only does it smell amazing, I think it really does its job. It's great to spray on the face before you apply foundation. And then it's also great to dampen your beauty sponge with, as well as finishing off as a finishing spray. So I really love this. I'm just going to spritz it on my face as a primer. It smells so, I just ate it though. And I just like to make sure that it's on my face, so I just use my fingers to spread it into my skin. I'm just gonna quickly put my hair up because it's super hot. I don't even really know what I'm going to use today. I have a few products that I'm kind of looking at using, but let's start off with foundation. Yes. Actually, let's start off with, I'm going to start off with this Maybelline. This is the Gigi Hadid liquid strobe in gold. I think this is the rose gold one. I think I've used this once. I'm not so sure that I loved it, but let me use it again. I'm going to try and make this video not so long like all of my videos, because I know it can get a little bit much. So I'm just gonna apply this where I usually would a highlighter. And the reason I'm not applying this on top of foundation is because it is quite bronzy, and I don't want too much of a bronzed look on my face. I just kind of want that underneath glow, if you know what I mean. So I've used this before. This is the NYX Total Control foundation drops. I actually really like this. I think that the texture is, so it's super liquidy, really watery, but the foundation coverage is super good, which really made me surprised, because obviously usually the thicker the foundation the better the coverage, but I really like this, and you really don't need that much at all. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this. Okay, I'm going to shake it up first. So talking about my bridal party, I have 4 bridesmaids. Siraj has 4 groomsmen. The only thing is I actually have 2 maid of honors and 2 bridesmaids. Okay. I think this might be like a tiny bit yellow for me, but I'm just going to use a beauty sponge and just blend that out. Yeah, so I decided to have 2 maid of honors, not because I felt pressured or anything. I don't ever want anyone, like the maid of honors to feel that I chose them both together because I couldn't decide on one. I really genuinely, for a few years now, have thought about who I would have as my maid of honor. And these two people always stuck out for me. They've been in my life. Well, one has been in my life for almost a decade now. I think actually a decade now, which is really, really crazy. And then the other, I've known her for coming on to 7 years now. I'm just gonna add a little bit more just for that extra coverage. As you guys can see, it's super easy to blend just because it is a very liquidy foundation. So I'm just going to target like my problem areas. Yeah, so let's start with the first maid of honor. I picked my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law has obviously been in my life for yeah, so over 10 years now. I can't believe that she's been in my life for over 10 years. She probably knows my relationship with Suraj better than anybody. She was there from the beginning. She knew the struggles that we faced with my family, which I'm happy to tell in another story or in another video actually. Don't forget the ears. That's just like a quick reminder. Yeah, so she's been in my life for a very long time, and I've always thought of her as my maid of honor. She's been there for me for a very long time. She taught me a lot about everything, and I just feel like it would be wrong to have this wedding without her by my side. I'm just gonna quickly put on some chapstick just because my lips are quite dry. So at first I was hesitant to ask Kat just because my sister-in-law Kat, because she has a almost 1-year-old. He's gonna be 1.5, my nephew, when the wedding comes around. But I really wanted her to be in the bridal party, and I think it would just be really special. And I think that if I look back and she's not in my bridal party, I'm gonna be really upset and feel that there's something missing. Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing for my brows. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this Models Prefer Essential Brow Kit. I have not used this for a while. I've been using the MAC Brow Styler for a few months now. I've been obsessed with it. But I'm just going to dip into the pomade side, or the pomade side, which is this darker side over here. So that is what I'm gonna use, and also just any kind of angle brush that you would usually use for your brows. Yeah, so I asked Kat. It was quite emotional. Like I had tears in my eyes when I asked her. I'm just a very emotional person in general, which I really hate, because I can just cry real easily. Anyway, so yeah, I asked her, and you know, she obviously said that she would be honored to be my maid of honor. And then my other maid of honor is, of course, Alex. It's really funny because my two maid of honors, when I asked them, they were like, you know, I don't have to be your maid of honor. Like, I'm just like, I would just be honored to be like in your wedding, or do something in the wedding, or be a part of your, like, I can just be a bridesmaid kind of thing. But they definitely had to be my maid of honors. Alex I've known for 7 years. If you watch my vlogs, she makes an appearance in some of them, and she has been there for me for basically the entirety of my relationship with Suraj. Her fiance is Suraj's really good friend now. They get along more than Alex and I do. They're a riot together. But yeah, I just couldn't not have her as my maid of honor either. She's just such a special part of my life and has been for the past 7 years. And no, we're not childhood friends or anything like that. We don't have that extremely long history that people normally have, which is fine. I mean, I'm obviously going to pick the people who mean a lot to me, and in 10 years time, hopefully these people will still be in my life, and watching my relationship with Suraj blossom and have our future kind of align together. It's really funny because Alex is getting married in June. Is it June or July? Very soon. She's getting married very soon. I am her maid of honor. I have to write my speech and I'm gonna cry, but you know what, it's all good. I'm really excited for her. Me and Alex are very much we're very much opposites attract. Let's be honest. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm sure that she'll agree as well when I say that, that we're the complete opposite of each other. She stresses a lot. She worries a lot. She's very mature for her age. Not saying that I'm not mature, but she's got this personality about her and these qualities about her that I don't have. She's very much motherly, which is really funny, but I love her to death. She's my maid of honor as well. I'm gonna go in with the Rimmel Insta Duo Contour Stick. If you haven't used this before, if you haven't used any of the Rimmel Insta collection, you definitely should. I highly recommend it. I bought 2 of these. Oh, wait, one was gifted to me and then I went and bought another one when it was on sale. I absolutely love it. The contour side is really, really good, and even the highlight side is amazing too. I'll use that again on the highest points of my cheeks, but I feel like contouring first, even though I should have concealed. But I'm just going to quickly cream contour here, and also my nose. I love a good nose contour. And then I have my 2 beautiful bridesmaids who I'm really excited about. The first one is Anisha. I don't know if you guys have, probably not actually. But Anisha is actually Suraj's really good friend from school, from high school. And obviously that's how I met her. And we kind of just got along pretty much from the get-go when we started to actually probably hang out with each other, because it took us a few times. Like, I think the first time I met her was at her birthday, but she had all her friends and I was kind of like, ooh, I don't know these people. So it was a little awkward. Which is fine, I mean. But yeah, and then I think the second time I met her was the birthday after that, which I know was a really long time, but that's just how it was. I'm just gonna blend this out. Yeah, it was at another one of her birthday, and that was when we started to like really get along. And then we also went to Melbourne together, just like a double date trip kind of thing, and that was really fun. And then I found out that she thought that I didn't like her when we were like first kind of hanging out together, which is really funny because I have bitch face syndrome when I'm not smiling, and I can look like a real bitch, but I'm not. Like, that's just my face. So I can see where she probably thought that. Next, I'm just gonna go in and contour. Let's see. I'm gonna go in with this Covergirl Outlast All Day Concealer. I think it might be a tad bit too light for me. It's in light medium. So let's see how this goes. I haven't used this for a while, I think. Woo! Yes, I haven't. I need to shake that up. And I just knew that I wanted her to be my bridesmaid. Because she was actually a really big part of my 20s, like having her know certain aspects of my life throughout my 20s. Yeah, I just couldn't imagine her not being a bridesmaid. So that is my first bridesmaid. My second bridesmaid and the final addition to the bridal party, or for my side anyways, is my little cousin Laura, which you guys know very well. I guess I am a little hesitant to have her as my bridesmaid because she is so young. I always see her as like a little kid, but God, she's like almost 16 now, which freaks me out because I've been in her life since the day she was born. And to see her as a 16-year-old, you know, working and making her own money and things like that, like, I'm just like, oh my God, like, is this for real? But anyways, she obviously has been in my life for her whole life, and she is a very special girl to me. We're very close. We have been through a lot together, and although she is young, she does understand some of the things that have happened in my life. She's been there, and she's the type of girl who will, you know, go to the grocery store with you just because you forgot to buy something for a party. Or like, she'll go with you anywhere and be so helpful through everything. So yeah, I'm really happy that she is another one of my bridesmaids. So I'm just gonna set the concealer that I applied with the Rimmel Insta Fix and Matte. I know this is completely white, but it is translucent once you apply it. So I'm just going to apply that to the eye, just with a big fluffy brush. I thought that I was gonna talk more about my bridal party, but I don't have that much to say at the time being. I think all will be said at the actual wedding. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, and I'm just going to, I guess, talk you guys through what I'm doing for my makeup. Now, I don't know if I have a drugstore palette on me. Let me have a look. So I'm gonna use the Model's Own Vintage Rose palette, and I think I'm gonna go for a smoky purple look. I know I keep doing like reds and burgundies and purples and pinks, but I really, really love that color palette. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can see all of my little flaws and stuff. All right, so I'm gonna go in with this shade here. It's called Harvest, and it's like a light purple plum kind of shade. I don't know what shade that is. I'm so bad at like colors. So I'm going to sweep this all over the eye, going as far as I can, but you don't want it to go too far up because it'll look funny, or at least for my eye shape it will. So I've been watching a lot of like Vietnamese game shows. I don't know, we don't really have game shows here. At least they're not as popular as they are like they are in Vietnam. But I've been watching this one where basically there's a girl, she's looking for love, and then there are 5 guys that come on stage, and they're either of the LGBT community, or they are single, or they're taken. Someone from the LGBT community, someone who's single, or they are taken, and they're Basically, they get introduced to the girl who is looking for love. She usually has quite a complex backstory. She's been cheated on, or she's dated someone who was from the LGBT community and they came out at a later date where she was obviously already in love, or she's a celebrity and she just can't find love, which is fair enough. So yeah, so I've been watching this. The season just ended, and honestly it's caused such a huge positive effect for the LGBT community in Vietnam, and I am so proud of my country for being so open, free spirited about the whole issue, especially being a third world country. It's progressing so crazy, faster than other countries have, and it's really received like positive feedback. If any Vietnamese people are watching, I'll put the name of it down below in the description box and a link to the first episode if you're interested. So yeah, I've just been obsessed with that. The next shade I'm going to go in with is Bouquet, which is this purple shade. And basically, I know that I usually go like around the crease, but today I'm going to go straight into it because I do want this to be smoky, and I never do a smoky eye. So when it comes to smoky eyes, you always want to have a clean brush handy. So I have this fluffy brush, and it's clean, just so you can kind of get rid of any harsh lines almost immediately. So I've been watching, I've been watching that. I've been watching some other like Vietnamese stuff as well. And I've also been watching Game of Thrones because I've never watched it, and I am loving it. I gotta be honest. I can see why people love it. I can see why Siraj loves it. So he's re-watching it with me because obviously the last and final season comes out in April, and we want to both be prepared and I guess have the storyline refreshed in our mind, or refreshed in his mind. And then I've also been watching a little bit of Netflix. Obviously I've been watching that god crazy ass documentary called what is it, Abducted in Plain Sight, about the Brobergs and about Robert Berchtold, the kidnapper. So if you haven't watched it and you like crime stuff, oh my god, you need to watch it. No, you need to watch it. It's the most insane documentary that I've ever watched, and I just don't understand how the things that happened, you know. Okay, so I'm just going, okay, if you haven't watched it and you want to watch it, pause this, go watch it, because I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Basically this, I think she's like a 12-year-old girl named Jan, gets abducted by a close family friend. His name is Robert Berchtold. He tells them to call him B, which is kind of creepy already, let's be honest. Yeah, so he basically does this. Alright, I don't know what happened, I don't know what I was talking about, but my camera shut down, which is just absolutely fine. Just like ruins everything. I don't know what I was talking about. I think I was talking about Abducted in Plain Sight. Anyways, whatever it was that I was up to, just do yourselves a favor. If you're into crime, go ahead and watch it. It's really, really good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and conceal underneath my eyes now. I'm gonna go in, I don't know what I should use. Okay, let's use this. This is the Bourjois, the Bourjois Healthy Mix Anti-Fatigue Concealer. Again, this is quite light for my skin tone, as you guys can clearly tell, so I'm not gonna go too crazy. This is in medium, so all I'm gonna do is just, oh wow, that's like really bright. but I'm just going to go ahead and put that under my eye, put a little bit down my nose, on my chin, and a little bit on the middle of my forehead. And I'm just going to use, this is the Real Techniques, no, that's not it. Alright, I can't find that brush, but this is similar to the Real Techniques concealer brush. I think this is just like a generic eBay one. So first of all, I'm just going to quickly and really light-handedly just buff that out. The reason that I do concealer last is because I was using a very dark shade and a very pigmented shade, the purple, and I just knew that it would fall underneath my eyes, so that's why I do concealer last. So I'm just going to quickly buff that out with this brush. I like this brush because it is very concise, and that's why I use it. So I'm going to go in with another clean sponge and just gently buff that out, or blend that out, so there's no streaky brush strokes. A lot of people use just like a brush or just use a sponge. I love using both and finishing off with the sponge just because I think that it gives me a flawless finish. So that is that done. I'm gonna go in with this Thin Lizzy Mineral Foundation. This is in the shade Pacific Sun, and I'm basically going to use this as a contour. Guys, I can't believe we are in February right now. Like, it really freaks me out that we are already in February. Well, I'm also going to be contouring the nose with some powder, the same powder. Okay, and then I'm gonna finish off the eyes with, so using that same shade, I'm just going to define that lower lash line. So I'm gonna add the same shade to the bottom lash line. And I'm just gonna go in 3/4 of the way. I feel like if I go in all the way, that it makes my eyes really small. So I wanna widen the eyes by just going in 3/4 of the way like that. And then with a clean brush, just kind of smoke it out a little bit. Ow. There is a bristle in that brush, that hurts. Alright, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just line the top lash line, and I'm just gonna wing it out a little bit. I'm using the Essence Eyeliner Pen, just because I am using all drugstore products, so I'm just gonna be using this one, and I'll be right back. So, eyeliner has been applied, and I'm just going to curl my lashes. Wow, I forgot to press record. Jesus. So what I did was I applied the Ponic Cosmetics highlighting powder, which is really, really pretty, as you guys can see. I also applied some mascara, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and put on some lashes. So I'm going to be using the Eylure volume lashes. These are the pre-glued ones. I usually actually really hate these because I thought that they looked funny, but they're so easy to apply. I don't know what it was about the first time that I applied it, but the second time, they're amazing. So it's literally got glue on them already, just to show you guys. So they've got a strip of glue on them already. So the band may seem a little bit thicker, I guess, than usual, but it literally is like the easiest thing to apply. No glue or nothing. Do you see that? Super simple. I was hating on these things for like a while. I was like, nope, I'm not gonna use them. and then I used it, and like now I'm in love. I just wish that they did more with the volumized lashes, because I've only got this one. This is the volume one, but I know they've got their dramatic one as well, which is really, really pretty. So for the lips, I'm gonna go in with something that's it's not that nude, but it's more like a brick reddish nudish shade. This is the Australis Girl Boss Velvet Lip Cream, and this is in the shade Admire. I really, really like this. I think the color is really pretty. The formula is really great. Obviously, it's completely transferable. So there's that, I guess. But it smells really, really good. How pretty is this color? I love how good it smells. It smells amazing, you guys. And then I'm just gonna quickly go in again with the Rimmel Insta Matte translucent powder, and just powder where I would usually get oily. Not too much, obviously. You still want that natural and healthy glow to come through. What is this hair? What is it doing? So that is the finished look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the little chit chat. I know I didn't end up saying much. I know that I forgot to click record, and then my battery died, and a lot of things happened in this video. I don't even know if I'm gonna upload it. So if you see it, then yay. If you don't, then I guess I'll upload the 60-second version of it onto Instagram. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I did mainly, actually I did just use all drugstore products. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this purple smoky look, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.